talk about the wonderful emerald city of Oz. Dorothy saw that everything in them was green. Green candy and green popcorn were offered for sale, as well as green shoes, green hats, and green clothes of all sorts. At one place, a man was selling green lemonade, and when the children bought it, Dorothy could see that they paid for it with green pennies. There seemed to be no horses nor animals of any kind. The men carried things around in little green carts, which they pushed before them. Everyone seemed happy and contented and prosperous. The guardian of the gate led them through the street until they came to a big building, exactly in the middle of the city, which was the place of Oz the Great Wizard.
Then they had to wait a long time before the soldier returned. When at last he came back, Dorothy asked, "Have you seen Oz?" "Oh, no," returned the soldier, "I have never seen him. But I spoke to him as he sat behind his screen and gave him your message. He said he will grant you an audience if you so desire, but each one of you must enter his presence alone, and he will admit but one each day. Therefore, as you must remain in the place for several days, I will have you shown two rooms where you may rest in comfort after your journey." And just then a bell rang, and the green girl said to Dorothy, "That is the signal. You must go into the throne room alone." She opened a little door, and Dorothy walked boldly through and found herself in a wonderful place. It was a big, round room with a high arched roof, and the walls and ceiling and floor were covered with large emeralds set closely together. In the center of the roof was a great light, as bright as the sun, which made the emeralds sparkle in a wonderful manner. But the interested Dorothy most was the big throne of green marble that stood in the middle of the room. It was shaped like a chair and sparkled with gems, and did everything else. In the center of chair was an enormous head without a body to support it, or any arms or legs whatever. There was no hair upon this head, but it had eyes and a nose and mouth, and was much bigger than the head of the biggest giant.
Then Will said the head, "I will give you my answer. You have no right to accept me to send you back to Kansas unless you do something for me in return in this country. Everyone must pay for everything he gets. If you wish me to use my magic power to send you home again, you must do something for me first. Help me, and I will help you." "What must I do?" asked the girl. "Kill the wicked witch of the West," answered Oz. "But I can't," exclaimed Dorothy, greatly surprised. "You killed the witch of the East, and you wear the silver shoes which bear a power charm. There is now but one wicked witch left in all this land, and when you can tell me she is dead, I will send you back to Kansas, but not before." After that, the next morning, the soldier with the green whiskers came to the scarecrow and said, "Come with me, for Oz has sent for you." So the scarecrow followed him and was admitted into the great throne room, where he saw sitting in the emerald throne a most lovely lady. She was dressed in green silk gauze and wore open hair flowing green locks, a crown of jewels growing from her shoulders, were wings gorgeous in color and so light that the fiddler, and if the slightest breath of air reached them.
Then, when the woodman entered the great throne room he saw neither the head nor the lady, for Ozid had taken to shape of most trouble beast. It was nearly as big as an elephant, and the green throne seemed hardly stirring enough to hold its weight. The beast had a head like that of a rhinoceros, only there were five eyes in its face. There were five long arms growing out of its body, and it also had five long, slim legs. Thick old hair covered every part of it, and more dreadful looking monster could not be imagined. It was frightening. The Tin Woodman had no heart at the moment, for it would have battled and faced from Troy. But being only 10, the Woodman was not at all afraid. Enough, he was much disappointed. Then the lion at once burst through the door and glancing around saw, to his surprise, that before the throne was a ball of fire, so fierce and glowing he could scarcely bear to gaze upon it. His first thought was that Ozid had by a candid caught on fire and was burning up, but when he tried to get nearer, the heat was intense that it singed his waistcoat, and he crept back, trembling, to a spot nearer the door.